All right. Welcome, everybody, to our class here tonight on February Valentine's Day of 2024. I hope you're having a happy Valentine's Day. I hope you've at least called your moms and taken good care of your significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, whatever they may be. Hope everybody's had kind of a happy day. Tonight, I'm going to try to take a little less time than usual and let you get on to other business if you'd like. So everybody, I hope, is having a happy day. We've got, it looks like 12 people online, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 have told me that they're here. So we're doing pretty good. There's 12. Okay. Of course, Robert is the other viewer there. Wow, you're getting a big picture of me today, Robert.
Didn't get it zoomed in. Let me fix that for you real quick.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, a little better. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, that's a little better. It's been a pretty great day. I took my wife out to get the dinner of her choice and got her a big bunch of flowers that included a couple of 2 or 3 what are those kind of flowers? Stargazer lilies. She loves lilies. So it had some roses and some lilies in it, and boy, was it fragrant, and she likes fragrant. So she's going to get to enjoy those for a few days. So my wife and I are coming up on 44 years of marriage this year. So it's been a good ride for me. So I hope everybody finds that kind of happiness. Okay, so yeah, the camera will calm down soon enough. Okay, very good. So we've got quite a few people. Peter just joined us. Peter and Gavin, you're part of the swimming or diving team. That's pretty cool. I got notification today that you'll be gone all week. The rules are slightly different for an online class because you can take technology with you, like take your laptop with you and so forth. At least get into the discussions, because I really can't give you credit for the discussion if you don't participate in that. I can give you a bit of leeway in the papers or other things that you have to turn in, but I really can't do much with the discussion that happens during that week. So get your paper submitted, as soon as you can. Respond to those 4 individuals and go ahead and make sure you keep up on that one component, because I can be flexible on the others. Just can't have a discussion after the discussion's already happened. That's just kind of hard. Okay, so that's my only announcement. Does anybody have any questions before we move forward? Oh, Justin just joined us and Luke just joined us. Good. We're getting a few folks here. That's good. And so just put those questions in the chat window so that we can respond to them. And we'll do so as soon as I see them, okay? So let's go ahead. I do have another Kahoot today. It's a little bit shorter one. We only have 7 questions. Remember, this chapter that we're working on now talks about the cohorts that get together to develop a blockchain that has to encompass multiple businesses, and then what founding members are and members and so forth, and then what your project team would look like, putting together the project team to develop the software part of the blockchain. So if you're partnering with IBM or Oracle or any one of a number of other companies out there to actually get the package written for your business, you would put together a project team similar to what's found in this particular chapter, and the way you would put together that project team is probably across boundaries of each company. So that's a little bit ticklish because companies are always concerned about keeping their data and their information, their proprietary information, secret from anyone outside the company, so they don't lose competitive advantage. Well, that creates a really ticklish situation because you're partnering with people that are usually in a similar or the same business as you, and so you need to make sure that information doesn't cross boundaries outside of the company, but you got to develop a package of software that is going to be used cross boundaries. So that's a little bit challenging. IBM and Oracle and the big companies all have ways to work through that so that you're not exposing company data. So they've worked that out, and if you partner with a good, strong company, you shouldn't have to worry. But this chapter gives you a feel for that kind of issue as you actually suggest going and developing a blockchain with other companies. So a great chapter, kind of an eye-opening chapter in a way, as you realize that the founding partners might be competitors that you've probably not gotten along too well with before, and now you're sitting across the table with them talking about something that's going to increase or benefit both of your businesses. So interesting issues that can arise there. So let's go ahead and start the Kahoot, and we'll not create, I want to start it. Okay, start is over here. Okay, that's a button. All right, so it's generating the name. We're going to get into classic mode. It's generating the number, loading the game pin, and the game pin is coming, and the game pin this time is 6141581. So remember, we go to kahoot.it, and at kahoot.it it'll ask you for the game pin, and you put that in and join our group. And so we've got Shane in there and Luke, good jobs, and Rochelle, good, and Jeff, keep it coming. Oh, a couple of them there, Kellen and Zach, Alex, okay, Chase, we got you, and Robert has joined. Gavin, Peter, you guys always stick together. You joined the Coot together too. Interesting. Okay.
We're turning your camera off a little bit so I can change this and I'll bring it back when it's good.
Okay, the camera's going off for a moment, so I'll just disappear for a sec. Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just keep going.
Okay. So I show that we've got 11 people that have joined us. I suppose there's one or two of you that are at work. If you'll just text in the chat window that you're at work, and then I don't have to worry about whether you've fallen asleep on me quite yet. So very good. I think we're ready to go. Wouldn't you say, Robert?
We're good.
Okay, let's hit that start button. And we have question number 1. Start with an easy one. I think this is a true-false question. Who is the author of the Comgo study, the case study? Consensus? Or Toon Legends, the CTO of Comgo? Or Salome Body, CEO of Congo? Or was there no author at all? Oh, the green is no author, the yellow is Soleimani Body, and The blue is Toon Legends, and the red is Consensus. So who was the author? And I'll tell you why I asked that question.
And you're back.
And I'm back. No, yeah, okay, almost. Yeah, there I am, popped right back on the screen. Good, good. Okay, so we have the majority hitting the correct answer. Consensus was the author, and of course, we couldn't have no author because if no author would mean it didn't get written at all, but we read it, so obviously it did get written, therefore it had an author. Kind of interesting logic there. So Soleimani Badi was the one that was quoted the most in the article. While that is true, he didn't actually write, he was quoted. So Consensus put that out there. They had an employee of theirs, I'm sure, write it, but the name on it was Consensus. Now, the reason I ask this is because when you're citing these on the reference page, the first two elements of a citation are the author, then the year it was published. And then you go on to tell the title, and then you tell the publisher, and then you might put the page number at the very end. Now, if that's the case, then when you write an in-text citation, the way that you refer them to the back page is you write the name of the author and the year of publish. That directs them to the references page, where they will then see at the very beginning the author and the year of publish. Okay, they're connected. So a lot of mistakes are made in the respect that people put the title up in the in-text citation and then correctly put the author in the reference. Well, they don't connect, so they're hard to find if you don't connect them properly. So basically, you use the author and year of publish in the in-text citation. Now, the only time you use the title is when there is no stated author, and when there's no stated author, then you put the title, the year of publish, and then the publisher, and then the page number in the reference, and then you would refer to the title in your in-text citation. You always put in the in-text citation the first things that are put in the reference, okay? That makes it easy for anybody reading the paper to reference where you got the information from. Okay, so let's see who takes the podium first. And we have the numbers, and Rochelle jumps to the lead. That's good. Good job, Michelle. Let's go to the next one. What is not a type of token? Cryptocurrency tokens like Bitcoin is red. Complementary tokens like Air Miles, or Cascade tokens that execute smart contracts, or possibly fiat tokens like US dollars. And that's green, and yellow is the Cascade tokens, and blue is the airline miles, and red is Bitcoin. Which is not a token? Now we just need the Jeopardy theme playing. Okay. Ariana is at work, so she can't join the Kahoot. That's good. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, everybody answered, and we have a majority getting the correct answer. Nope, a majority not getting the correct answers. Fiat tokens like US dollars. Okay, they are tokens. Yes, you can get dollar coins. Cascade tokens that execute smart contracts. What are they? I don't even know what they are.
I would argue that U.S. dollars are not tokens because they don't represent any specific value.
Okay, we're going to get an argument on what is currency. Currency is a representation of value. Okay, we can argue that point.
We can.
The fact that they're printing our currency into oblivion and chasing everybody out of the dollar right now as best they can. So 7, I would have answered 7 in that particular answer if I saw that the first time. But Cascade tokens that execute smart contracts also are not really tokens. Okay? All righty, next. Here we go. And we've got Chase chasing everybody out of the lead there. Okay. And so we've got a true or false question. Bitcoin is an NFT. True, blue, false, red. Bitcoin is an NFT. Is that true or false? It'll be interesting to see if people have got that definition of an NFT squarely and firmly in your brain, because that's an important concept. We've got 10 answers in. All right, we got 10 answers in. Somebody's just reluctant to answer. Doesn't quite know, possibly. Or Robert hasn't answered, one of the two. Okay, Sam just joined us. And good. The majority answered false, which is the correct answer. A non-fungible token is a token that represents a specific item and is not the same as all the other tokens in the blockchain. Bitcoin, of course, a Bitcoin is a Bitcoin, and there can be 10,000 of them, and they are all the same. At any one moment, they are all the same. Non-fungible tokens are not. They are non-fungible. They're not changeable. So they stay representing the same value at all times, or the same item at all times. Very good. Very good. We've got it. All righty, Rochelle overtook Chase. There we go. Okay, let's go to the next one. True or false? IBM Food Trust uses NFTs to represent food on the blockchain. And we got a nice picture of cabbage there. IBM Food Trust uses NFTs to represent food on the blockchain. True is blue, or false is red. True blue, false red. And we have a split decision on this one. The IBM Food Trust does not use NFTs. They use tokens to pay each other, but it's just information. The food is not tokenized. In other words, you're not buying food and purchasing a token. The information that is on there is just like a database. It's a field that is updated as the food makes its way through the blockchain and through the supply chain to the store. So NFTs are not used there. A few other things are used, like real estate. A piece of real estate can be used, and an NFT represents the piece of real estate. But in the food trust, it doesn't represent food. Okay, next, let's go. And Chase chased Rochelle out of the lead again. Okay, and Jeff and Shane are streaking forward. That's good. That's good. All right, let's see. We only have 7 questions this time, so you got to be in the lead early. What are monetization strategies used in blockchain for business? Red, margins earned when buying into and out of the ecosystem. And I misspelled ecosystem there. Robert. Oh, we got to fix that. Yep. Blue is hardware sales, manufacturing ASICs and other hardware devices. Or yellow, all the above. Or green, token-based models have transaction fees. And that's green, and all the above is yellow, and hardware sales is blue, and margins are red. So what one is it? We're getting into the guts of how blockchain for business actually works here. So hopefully you were able to get the idea of how this works. And Sam, you can join us if you want right in the middle here. I think we've only got 2 questions after this. So you can lay low for a minute if you want to. And yellow, all the above, is our majority answer, but token-based models having transaction fees is actually the answer. And let me explain
Along with red.
Along with red, margins buying in and out of the ecosystem. And here's what happens is every time you do something, you either get paid for it or you pay for the service. So the tokens are paid in as businesses that use the service get value out of the service. Like IBM, the Food Trust, for example, Walmart would be paying for the use of the service. So they would be paying into it, and the programmers and the support staff from all the companies would be receiving tokens, or their companies would be, and then they would then be able to sell the tokens outside of the blockchain in order to retrieve money for the tokens. Okay? Yes.
Yeah, I think the other thing is why isn't it blue? Why isn't it hardware sales? Well, ASICs and those sorts of things, those are used for proof of work systems and for permission and for cryptographically secure systems, not permission systems. Mm-hmm. Ones where you have to chunk away at your computer in order to get things to work. That's not done in blockchain for business because it's all permission systems and it's all, on a much more lightweight system.
Yep. So. Very true. Very good explanation of that. So we got those two answers, and let's go forward. Okay. Okay. So who? Okay. Chase kept the lead. Okay. Very good. And Jeff has a streak of 3 going. Okay. Next question. 6 out of 7 here. Are blockchain proof of concepts useful when deploying a blockchain? Red is no. Proof of concept lock developers into specific choices too early. Or blue, no. Proof of concepts overexpose the blockchain, leading to increased competition. Or yellow, yes, they can help to mitigate risk by developing for a single use case. And green, yes, they are mandatory for approval by the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation in the EU. So proof of concepts, we got 2 answers for no, if you like either one of those. We got 2 answers for yes, mitigating risk or getting approval from the GDPR. Let's see, we got 10 answers in so far. And let's see what we got. And everybody likes yellow, and I like yellow too. Yep, I do. The GDPR, thank goodness. Robert's probably one of those bad answers. Nobody likes the GDPR over here in the U.S., but gosh, when I was at Boeing, the GDPR gave us incredible headaches. Suddenly, we had to segregate all of our data, and those that were members of the EU could see certain data, and certain countries that were out of sync with the GDPR or the EU couldn't see data that the others could see. I mean, India was a problem because they're not part of the EU, but they did a lot of the IT work for us. We have, in fact, in Bangalore, India, we have a Boeing office, and it's, has a bunch of Indian folks doing our programming for us and managing our data structures and data warehouses and so forth. And so, suddenly we had a whole bunch different regulation in one area of the country, one area of the world that was different than everybody else, and we had to treat them special. Of course, the European people are special. So, and I don't mean to insult anybody. It's just sometimes their regulations get under my skin a little bit, especially when they're regulating IT stuff. But anyway, moving forward. And let's see. Okay, we pretty much stayed the same on the top. So here we go. Last question. And we have, what types of risks exist for deploying a blockchain? Red is economic. Blue is technology. Yellow is regulatory. Or green is all the above. So do you like economic or technology or regulatory, or do you like all 3 of them? Okay. My fingers are feeling odd today, more odd than usual. All right, we have 10 answers in and 13 seconds left. 10 seconds left. Okay, here we go. 2, 1, and good. People like all the above. That's good because you've got risks in all those areas. And Robert must have answered yellow, just to be difficult. So hit next, and let's see who got number 1. First, we're going to see who got number 3, Shane. Okay. And number 2, Rochelle. That's what we kind of expected. And number 1, and Chase. Chase stayed number 1. Okay. Well, I hope you had fun. And 4 and 5, Jeff and Gavin. Very, very good. Very, very good. I like these reviews. I hope you guys like these kind of reviews too. They're kind of a low-key, sort of fun way to introduce these topics and go forward. So let's go ahead and close this down, and close that down, and leave it, and close that down. And what I want to show you today is that the World Economic Forum literally is a place you can get a lot of good information. Gavin said he likes the Kahoots. They're very helpful. I'm glad. It also brings up topics for me to talk about, which helps me anyway. Okay, so if you go to the World Economic Forum, you can get to this when you look at the intelligenceweforum.org. This allows you to look in a kind of an interesting way, like for example, leveraging blockchain and leveraging data. If I click on that, here's all the topics at the outside of the wheel that are attuned to leveraging data and information. Okay, here's policy, regulation, and law. You can all look at all of these pieces of data and how they interact with different things on the wheel. Rochelle likes it, especially when she wins. Yes. Me too. That's what I like too. So this is a great reference point that you can get to, that you can look up different articles, different talks, and different data and information concerning how the World Economic Forum is pushing using blockchain in business. Now, they are using blockchain and cryptocurrency. They got climate impact up here. That's interesting. Smart contracts and automation, blockchain and digital identity. Watch out for some of these. Digital identity. How would you love to have? I mean, the federal government, the U.S. government, made a what do they call that? The ID, where it's an ID for everybody. Now, you have to have it to get onto a military base. You have to have the new IDs to get to fly. If you don't have those particular IDs, you'll get rejected going through with your ticket. Not having the, what do they call that? The real ID. That's it. If you don't have the real ID, you basically can't do much more than just drive your car. So the real ID requires you to bring in your social security number, show your birth certificate, show your citizenship, and all of those items in order to get a real ID. Regular driver's license, of course, you can just get, normal with show your old driver's license and away you go. But to get the real ID, you have to show all the other documentation of your citizenship, basically. So we've got a nationwide ID now. Imagine having a world ID. Imagine having the necessity in order to travel cross borders. You have to have a specific kind of ID that's issued by an international regulatory body. kind of interesting. Not particularly excited about that level of oversight from an international entity like the United Nations, the World Economic Forum. Not particularly fun. But you can read about it here if you want to, and it talks about several other subjects here. Talks about smart contracts. Smart contracts have a few areas of attention here that you can read about. So what I'd like you to do is go and explore a little bit of it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat window, and you can go ahead and bookmark that and take a look. And take a look at that and see if it helps you when you want to look for an article for Wednesday. That's another place you can look. They do talk about it a lot, along with talking about central bank digital currencies and the push for all of that. The World Economic Forum really is pushing a lot of things that we used to complain about the United Nations pushing. At least some folks that believe in our Constitution and having our own autonomy as a country. We used to be concerned about the UN, and we're still concerned about that, but the World Economic Forum is now growing even stronger than the UN, and that might be a concern in the future. But there is the link, and I did promise you I was going to get off the stage a little bit early tonight, and this is what I wanted to show you so you can go investigate that yourself, and I want to go ahead and let you go and let you have a great rest of your evening, and look forward to seeing you next week. Go ahead and sign off. Robert is going to call for the roll call to sign off, and then we'll just look forward to seeing you next week. Now I'll watch until things die down and most people have logged off. I'll watch in the chat window to see if there's any other questions. Okay.